connections. But, you know, B Squared to me is a horse that hasn't tried dirt and long yet, so that would be the other option. You know, Term of Art, that's a good question.
I mean, because couldn't you see in almost a virtual match race between Battle of Midway and B Squared, just with the running style? So we know Battle of Midway, the connections want to get to the lead. B Squared has the ability to stalk, showed that sprinting on the dirt. So could this be a merry-go-round race? 2-1 all the way around the racetrack?
Could be.
With the 4 sucking up third and then the 3 just not good enough and fading to last?
It's true. It could be 2-1, yeah. I would lean towards 2-1. You run into the 4 maybe sucking up second in this spot. But yeah, I'd probably lean towards 2-1 than 2-4. I'm not giving you much. There is a place plunger. You cannot show, no show wagering, but Battle of Midway does have more to place on him than he does to win. So I don't know if you think you're going to be tricky and try to play him to place.
Okay, let's say you're sitting on, let's say you're stacked to the moon.
Okay.
You're recession proof.
Okay.
Would you be willing to just put it like a large portion on the line to place on the 2?
If it was my thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would with this horse.
Yeah. I mean, what other spot would you be looking for?
Yeah, these are the kind of spots you got to look for. I mean, to me, when you look at like people show plunging in races where they're $20,000 claimers, that's where you're going wrong. You're looking at a horse that was third in the Kentucky Derby right there.
Yeah.
That's a different.
And up against a horse who's a maiden 30 winner in here.
Exactly.
So that one doesn't count. So it really comes down to, can he outfinish B Squared or Term of Art?
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you're the type of person who's betting $250,000 to show, well, then why wouldn't you be jumping in here to place? Meanwhile, the field is out on the track for the Ohio Derby at Thistledown, and it might be time to finger roll there. Gervin is back.
He's back, yeah. Good field, actually.
Oh, for sure.
At Thistle.
Well, it's a good purse that they offer.
Yeah,
that's
true, too.
And we were talking about silks in this race belonging to Doug O'Neill and J. Paul Redham. Well, look right there. They have the 2 IRAP.
Yeah, IRAP.
So they're going to have to watch, multitask here. Mr. Redham looking on with B Squared. Doug O'Neill looking on with 2 horses, B Squared and Term of Art. And then they'll have that big opportunity with IRAP in the Ohio Derby. IRAP breaking his maiden in the Bluegrass earlier this spring. Remember, that was at the expense of Tapwrit and McCracken. McCracken coming back to win.
Yeah.
Tapwrit coming back to win the Belmont. All right, we'll get back to discussion of the Ohio Derby. Right now, it's graded stakes action, full screen here at Santa Anita. It's the Grade 3 Affirmed. Heavy favorite is the 2, Battle of Midway. Here's Michael Rona.
Racing. Battle of Midway off nicely, has the head in the front of B Squared through the opening strides. Then comes Quiet Dude with Term of Art. Battle of Midway takes the lead by a length and a half. B Squared running second. Term of Art goes to third past Quiet Dude. Battle of Midway allowed to just drift to the 3 path as they swing out of the stretch past the 7/8 pole. Leads a length and a half to B Squared with Quiet Dude rejoining Term of Art. Coming around the first bend, 6 furlongs from home, and Battle of Midway by 1 length. B Squared edging to his outside as second. B Squared's stablemate Term of Art is third, and Quiet Dude on the inside 4th and last. At the 5/8 pole, and favourite backers could not have hoped for a more comfortable, casual lead. Battle of Midway loping along 3/4 of a length in front of B Squared. 2 lengths to Term of Art and 1 length to Quiet Dude. They have the half-mile pole in their sights. Battle of Midway in front of B Squared. Term of Art third and Quiet Dude is 4th. Now 5 lengths off the front running favourite, who heads into the far turn, a neck in front. It's Battle of Midway, the leader from B Squared. A gap of 2.5 to Term of Art, niggled at by Bays, and Quiet Dude is last of the 4. 5/16 left to go. Battle of Midway by a head. B Squared running a game race on his outside. 4 lengths to Term of Art and 2 to Quiet Dude. They're at the quarter pole, and it's Battle of Midway just in the front from B Squared. Term of Art is making no headway whatsoever. 3/16 left to go. Battle of Midway asked to get serious now by Pratt. Extends his lead effortlessly over B Squared. It's now 3 lengths in the favour of Battle of Midway coming towards the 16th pole, and the Affirmed Stakes will prove easy pickings for Battle of Midway. Handwritten, coasting home from B Squared by 3.5 lengths. A similar margin, Term of Art checking in third.
Well, look, credit to B Squared, who's still going to end up in the wake of Battle of Midway, but he tried as hard as he could, came to him on the far turn. But those interior fractions, opening quarter mile 24-2, half 48-4, that means a second quarter mile 24-2. This horse was hanging around in the Santa Anita Derby after running a half mile 2 seconds faster.
Yeah, he hung around in the Derby.
Yeah.
Running it almost 2 seconds faster for the 6 furlong clip for third. And you're right, give credit to B Squared, the son of Square Eddie. I'll tell you what, Paul Redham's got a nice caliber there, and now they know he likes routing on the dirt. That was a good effort. He took a big shot at the 2. The 2 is just a classy horse, and Jerry was dressed for success today and breathing a little.
There's a smile. Jerry, we saw you smiling. Jerry, we saw you smiling. Dan Ward smiles.
When Dan Ward comes over, they go into the Matrix pose.
That did look like the Matrix. It's very good.
Hello, Mr. Anderson.
A successful team for a long, long time. Jerry Hollendorfer and Dan Ward as assistant trainer. Battle of Midway is back, and now bigger races to look forward to out of the Grade 3 Affirmed. 2-1, 4-3, 1-9, over 6-1, over 8-1, over 25-1. As we showed you, the field coming out on the track, a post parade for the Ohio Derby. Now we're taking a look at this group warming up. And a large crowd. This has turned in over the years to be a tremendous tradition in this area. And to travel a mile and an eighth here, Gervin is 4-5. Okay, so Paul, before the Kentucky Derby, so much was made that Gervin was training in bar shoes. He was dealing with some foot issues. And then he ran like it in the Kentucky Derby. I mean, 13th out of 20 is not terribs, but you look back at his spring, as good as it was, the more I look back at those races at the fairgrounds, one, they were terribs. And then two, they were also perfect setups for Gervin. Mm-hmm. He'd always have a lone speed horse who would collapse on the lead, and he'd pick up the pieces. So between the foot issues before the Derby, and then now, I don't know what type of setup we have here. I don't think it's going to be nearly as good as it was in the Risen Star and Louisiana Derby. How do you view this favorite?
Well, I mean, you get Mike Smith aboard, and when he gets aboard, he can make the difference. The horse has got tactical speed and can put himself always in the right spot. And he comes in this race training a lot better than he was coming in the Derby, but I always think he's always had that. And I don't know if we can now start forgiving those races maybe from fairgrounds, as Patch ran an okay third in the Belmonts. You see Battle of Midway, obviously, in the morning lines because he ran in the Derby. You look at him, and he's got 3 wins, should have 4 wins. And who can really beat him in here? He's beaten Untrapped. He's beaten most of these horses in here. I'll tell you what, the 7's an interesting horse, Hinton. A horse for Tommy Drury, who's as sharp as can be. Colt by Candy Ride, a Bluegrass Cat mare, should love every part of the distance and has improved. And Tommy can get him to run. So that would be my long shot. And Sorry Eric. Of course, they claim for 20, but I'll tell you what, Keith DeSormo just knows what he's doing with horses, and he's gotten the son of Wilburn turned around a little bit. And I think Sorry Eric could be the other horse in here launching from way back.
Lutz Racing Stables has a 3-horse entry in here. Mr. P. Ron Palucci. This is a race that he loves to win as much as any race, and he'll tell you that. He's
his home.
He's tied into that area, and he loves the Ohio Derby. Has raced at Thistledown each and every summer for as long as he's owned horses, and so he's got the 1 Talk Less, the 1A Vibe, and the 1X Game Over. Actually has some pretty good form to look at coming in here if that horse can go 2 turns. It's post time for the Grade 3 Ohio Derby. Mike Smith on the horse to beat. Does that sound familiar? Gervin moves into line as the 5 in here, and a solid odds-on favorite. Let's take you out to the Buckeye State, Ohio. Post time at Thistledown for the Ohio Derby, live on TVG.
Hinton is a bit reluctant to load. But now he is in. Locked up. Talk Less, restless. And they're off in the Ohio Derby. and Vibe began well. IRAP from the inside has some speed. Gervin is up close, and there goes Fast and Accurate the Gray to challenge for the early lead. Across the line for the first time, and it's Vibe to the inside of Fast and Accurate, and IRAP is right there on the rail racing third. Gervin gets good position in the orange silk. He's fourth as they hit the clubhouse turn. Far outside, Hinton now moves into fifth. Then behind him, it's Untrapped. To his outside, you'll find Game Over. Also in that group is Sorry Eric, and the early trailer is Talk Less. 6 furlongs to go in the Ohio Derby, and TD Out now puts Fast and Accurate on the front and leads by a length and a half. Gervin is right there racing in second. Vibe on the inside third. Hinton is 2 lengths off racing in fourth. IRAP is right there as well. Game Over begins to gain ground on the outside. Untrapped is sitting 5 lengths off the lead with Sorry Eric to his inside, and Talk Less trails. They have 4 furlongs left to go, and it's Fast and Accurate now joined by Gervin. Game Over also makes a bid with Vibe, and the pace picks up dramatically here as they hit the far turn with 3 furlongs to go. And it's Gervin now challenged by the Luch Lime Green on both sides. Game Over to the outside and Vibe to the inside. IRAP is trying to gain ground with Hinton. Untrapped is underway. Sorry Eric is looking for a way through. Fast and Accurate has called it a day, and nothing from Talk Less. And Gervin and Game Over, these two together at the top of the stretch. It's Game Over on the outside. Gervin is there. Here's IRAP on the 3 wide side with Untrapped. 1 furlong to go, and IRAP is trying to challenge Gervin now. Here's IRAP on the outside. Gervin on the inside, a 16th to go. Gervin is game. IRAP resolute. Gervin, IRAP together. If I had to guess, I think it was Gervin. Very close. IRAP a photo finish in the Ohio Derby.
Well, I wish we had a better angle to know who got there for sure, but keep in mind the angle you were watching there is well before the finish line, but there is no doubt, what a horse race here. Mike Smith fending off just about every challenge, but then here comes IRAP and Julien Leparoux.
Yeah, and it gets really close here. Mike, that wicked left hand, and Leparoux, and it turns into a head bob. Mike's going to lug out a little bit, play a little bit of the riding game here on Julien, and it comes really close. 5-2, 5-2, 2. Wow, it's really tough to tell, but it looks like Julien got the plug on the outside, or the bob. Looks like the 3, no doubt about that, Untrapped. So the 3 horses that run in the Kentucky Derby come back in the Ohio Derby and run 1, 2, 3.
Well, a very tight photo to decide the Ohio Derby.
Wow.
We'll let you know as soon as the results of that
Maybe
photo
if IRAP gets that
down.
win, I mean, Julien 8, but good little horse race there as we come back here, and wow, 1-9, and he looked like it at 1-9.
Battle of Midway coming into the winner's circle. And as mentioned, with this race being the Affirmed, there he is, and right next to Dan Ward in the middle of it all with the trophy, the legendary Lafitte Penkai. And as you said, he remains as handsome as he ever was. He looks as in shape as a lot of jockeys out there riding, and one of the finest gentlemen of the turf that we've ever known.
Really is, and class act, and there is Battle of Midway. Congratulations to Don Alberto Stable and Windstar. Smart strike out of the Concerto mare, Rigoletta. And this colt's proving to be nice. The 2 races, a 3rd in the San Vicente and a 3rd in the Kentucky Derby. Now, a grade 3 win on the resume, and this horse can cut back and this. There's a lot to do when you possess speed like this horse does.
Paul, that inquiry's still going on for the Ohio Derby, and they're now finally showing people camera angles. They're looking at the head-on down the stretch of the top 2 finishers, although they had already completed the winner's circle ceremony. Let's go down to the winner's circle for the Affirmed with Kurt Hoover.
Flavin, when you're on a talented horse, it's pretty nice to be able to quick off those 24-second quarters.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. Yeah, actually, I didn't go super fast the first part. He's better with a target and a good pace, but, he was comfortable on the lead, and, he did a great job.
B squared to put a little pressure on you from the 3H to the quarter pole. Did you have to ask your horse very much down the lane at all?
Well, I kind of put my horse a little bit on, a focus, and that's where I started running, so that was great, actually. And that's it.
You first rode this horse in the middle of March. It's been 3.5 months. How far has this horse come, and how much more improvement is there in this horse?
Well, he should improve from that race. Jerry's, he's one of the best trainers, so I'm pretty sure he's going to improve from that race. And even since I rode him the first time, he's always improving. He has a good I mean, physically and mentally is improving every time.
Flavian, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Winning rider Flavian Pratt, Battle of Midway just dominates in today's Affirmed Stakes.
Well, and that's part of the reason when you talk about this horse improving, that WinStar had the foresight to buy into him shortly before the Kentucky Derby, wearing the WinStar silks. Now, this horse really has it all, the mental capacity. Physically, he's just gorgeous on the racetrack, and he's got a nice pedigree. We got to get back to Ohio, that we signed, and then there was really not an indication what they're looking at, but they've been showing down the stretch here the head-on.
It's way past that. They've been showing the head-on, but here's the thing, like,
well, they made it
Mike
official.
Smith, they made it official. I don't even know why there was an inquiry or what was going on. I think this is a mistake, to be honest with you, because the inquiry was on Mike. This would have been very, very tight. Because if you go back to it, we'll go back to it here. Mike actually pulls the left rein because he's hitting Gervin left-handed. And throughout the lane, go farther back, please. Now, you know, it's not us. This is the people there at Thistledown. Well, if you go back, Mike lugs out about 4 lanes, and then the last about 100 yards, he stops because he knows he's infracting the 2.
So let me ask you this
take the 5
hypothetical.
down.
Okay, so if he wins the photo, you say Gervin's
it would have been a tough call, especially when your biggest race of their meet. It's hard to take a horse
officials
down.
don't take that into account. They treat it like every race.
Oh, of course not.
They treat it like every race.
Okay, yeah.
If this is a 10-claimer on a Thursday getting the same treatment, you can just call the rules, Paul.
Yeah, okay, that happens.
2-5-3-4. It's official after Stewart's inquiry. Also, Julien Leperoux, if you follow his wife Shay on Twitter, releasing the last couple of days that they're expecting in December, bringing in a second Leperoux into the world. In the winner's circle. Yeah, that's happening. IRAP, a Keeneland graduate, and think about what he's done. The Toyota Bluegrass Stakes, that's his first win of his career as a maiden. And now